The next team is another North Carolina. JP would contend that this guy named Terrence is the best quarterback in North Carolina. But I would say CJ Daniels showed us enough last year that I feel pretty confident. CJ Bailey, excuse
CJ
me.
Daniels is the wide receiver for Miami.
Yeah, he was correct. But yeah, sorry, CJ Bailey. I would contend that he is the best quarterback the state of North Carolina has. He was very good last season. Was young, so sure there were some games, there were some growing pains, but I think he's ready to take another step forward and potentially lead this North Carolina team to a legitimately great or at least very good season. What are your all's thoughts? What does Vegas have first, JP, as the win total before we give our thoughts?
Vegas win total for NC State is 7.5, and they're favored to go under on that. So expecting a good season from the Wolfpack, kind of building off of what was a not so bad season last year, 8-5.
Sure.
So in my notes for big changes, I don't really have any big changes because the coaching staff is pretty much the same. The quarterback is the same. They brought in like a couple wide receiver transfers, but no like big names. The guys they brought in, I don't think were super productive at their previous schools.
You just give me their names. I want to see. Like, do I recognize any of them?
JoJo Trader. I think it was like is it JoJo Trader from. It doesn't say. That's really unhelpful.
He came from like D2.
Miami. Came from Miami. Apologies. So JoJo traded from Miami, and then Davion Dozier, Davion
Shout
Dozier.
out Dozier, man. What a dog.
App State and Arkansas.
That guy's gonna be good.
He might be. He might be with CJ Bailey throwing the ball. But here, while they don't have any huge upgrades, here's what they do have going for them. They won 8 games last year. They bring back their quarterback. They bring back their coaches. And then the big thing they have going for them is their schedule. Their schedule is a joke. In the ACC preseason odds, here are the teams they do not play. 1, 2, 4, 5. So they avoid 4 of the top 5. Here are the teams they do play.
Okay.
16.
Yeah.
Remember, how many teams are in the ACC?
17.
Yes.
Which is so cool.
They play 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, and 9. So
not bad.
6 of their 8 opponents are teams in the bottom half-ish. It's 17, so I guess technically not, but around the bottom half of the ACC. I mean, that is a ridiculously easy schedule. And so, yeah, I think we can get to picking over under in a minute, but that's kind of the big takeaway for me is they return their quarterback, their coaches, they've got the consistency in a lot of places, and now they've got a really easy schedule of opponents to face.
Yeah. That's I didn't know that. That's a great point. That's a cupcake.
It is.
Schedule.
It is a cupcake of a schedule.
They should feast on that.
JP, any other thoughts before we pick?
I do think Bailey's one of those guys that could rise to I won't say to the same level as like a Fernando Mendoza, because while he is in like kind of the same spot Fernando was on draft boards last year, going into at least this point going into the season. I'm not predicting him to win the Heisman and win the national championship, but he could rise all the way up into maybe first round consideration if he can put on some kind of show this season. And he'll have opportunities to do that while they don't play any of the big teams. Like the best team they play is out of conference and playing at Vanderbilt. He could put up numbers that could really put him in an interesting contention as a first-round quarterback in a quarterback draft class that is supposed to be loaded. I put that in parentheses because
we've heard that a lot.
Last year's.
Yeah. Guilty. I hyped up last year's draft class so much.
It happens.
But, all right, over-under. I'll go ahead and kick it off and say I think I'm going to take the over. Like I said, I look at that schedule, and I think that they should beat the 16th team in the projected, obviously, clarification, projected 16th, 15th, 14th, 12th, 11th, and 9th. That's 6 wins. Richmond is 7 wins. App State is 8 wins, and you just hit the over. And that's without counting, I think, California. Maybe they beat, Louisville's a home game. So yeah, I'm taking the over here.
Give him the over. I already kind of like the over, and then you drop the little tidbit about the schedule being really light. So give him the over.
I'm gonna take the over as well. They get to uh, play a very favorable schedule, as you said. And I was gonna make the same point you did, and that some of those kind of bigger games in the ACC outside of the Virginia game are at home. So I think that just favors the Wolfpack of NC State. I am glad, really glad they aren't playing Clemson this year because I do think that would have been a loss for the Tigers. The Wolfpack always give us trouble, and with a quarterback as good as CJ Bailey, that would have been not a sight you want to see, whether it was at NC State or at Clemson. So
Yeah.
give me the over though, 7.5.